What is going on, guys? It's Gospel Gamer here, and we are back on Chaos Child. I suddenly felt a pain in my cheek. I reached up and saw the blood was coming out of the side of my bandage. The cut must have opened. As I took care of it, the red blood on my fingers stood out. Without warning, I felt a horrible sense of dread, like I was sinking into quicksand. Usually I love to have mystery to solve, but now the case was definitely real, I hesitated. For the rest of that night, I wasn't able to do any more research about the case. It's all about third generation madness, blah blah blah. Okay. October 1st, 2015, Thursday. The same time. Shibuya Police Station. Would you please just tell me your name and address already? Are you a student or do you have a job? You went to the hotel with that man Kakita many times, right? How did you know him? Were you dating? If you don't want to talk, feel free to just nod or wave your hand. Just tell me. The officer sank back in a chair in resignation. Shinjo could sympathize. I see. He just come to check on her from a moment ago, but they've probably been doing this since yesterday. Oh fuck, didn't mean to do that. Hang on, I'm fucking up. Oh, just want to see. No, not tips list. I want config? Is it config I want, or is it help that I want? I think it's help. Where's controls? Aha! So, locked in an interrogation room, cut from the outside world and questioned by multiple officers, most people would lose their cool. I'm going to do that for a few seconds so that I have an easy way to go and get my screen cap for the video. They'd start to wonder what effects their words were having and focus on every movement of the officer who was taking down notes, and it wasn't hot in the room but they'd sweat. But this girl didn't respond at all. And it probably wasn't because she was used to it. If she'd ever been interrogated before, the fingerprints they'd taken would have been told them who she was.
Shinjo-san.
I'm Shinjo. Maybe we shouldn't take her out to a mental hospital, you mean? It made sense. The natural assumption was that the shock of the incident had incapacitated her. Shinjo nodded as if considering it. Any missing persons reports? This is the second day since the incident. If she lived in a normal family environment, someone should have submitted a missing persons report by now. I checked, but no luck! Shinjo watched the girl as he listened to her talk. But the girl didn't move a muscle. Even mentioning her family didn't get us anywhere, huh? The normal ways weren't going to work then. She'd been sent to the hospital by dawn at this rate. Thanks, I'll take care of her, you can go. The other officer couldn't hide her happiness as she left the room. Shinjo sat down in the chair he'd been sitting in and took a good look at the girl from the front. She was ignoring him and still looking down at the desk. She didn't even seem to notice or care that the person in front of her had changed. Shinjo remembered her conversation with Mimose. After he'd hung up, she called back in precisely 3 minutes, just like she promised. And then she said, "My kid has a message for you." Is what she says. Is that all? What does that even mean? Just ask her. If she reacts like you just did, or doesn't say anything, then I'm sorry, but that psychiatric hold is your only option. But if she reacts some other way, contact me again. The message didn't make much sense, but he didn't see any other way. I'd like to ask you a question. There was no response, of course. He continued, uncertain if she was even hearing him. Did you have it and they didn't realize it, or did you never have it? Which is it? Her eyes moved. Instead of looking down at the desk, she was looking at Shinjo. Shinjo was surprised, but did his best to hide it. Well? The girl stared at him, trying to figure him out. And then a moment later, "Who are you?" Her words were quiet but sharp. It was the same tone of voice that Shinjo used when he was interrogating a subject. I'm a detective here in the station. What's your name? She seemed to be thinking about something as she stared at him. Her mannerisms were just like his own again. It was the same way a detective faced a criminal trying to gain every scrap of information for what he could see. Then she slowly opened her mouth. Hinae Arima, I'm a student at Hekiho Academy. I left the motorhome where I lived alone, and only then did I realise that it was evening. The sunlight must have been pouring into my room, but I hadn't noticed it. I didn't really remember when I'd gone to sleep or when I'd woken up. It's okay, right? I looked around and made sure that none of the scenery had changed, then walked up to the steps in front of me. Miyashita Park was just a few minutes walk away from Shibuya Station. It was also known as the Homeless Park. This is where I lived after I left the dorm. The first floor was a huge parking structure, and the second a futsal field and a climbing wall. It had been mostly abandoned since the recovery efforts after the Shibuya earthquake. After the earthquake, people who lost their families, or who never had any families to begin with, gathered here en masse. Mitake Park, which was right next door, was supposed to be the evacuation point of this area, but Miyashita had always been a mecca for the homeless, so everyone gathered here. When people gathered, so did things. Containers filled with foods, blankets and tents, even the trailer for the motorhome was left behind with its owners fled Shibuya. Even part of the park was overhauled to create a place for people to live, the parking lot, the futsal field, the climbing wall, etc. And the next thing anyone knew, there was a society that was big enough for the government couldn't force them out. Then some group of idiots came to try and turn the place into a temporary housing. That was shot down in less than a month. As a result, even though you could find beautifully rebuilt skyscrapers just a street away, Miyashita Park became one of Japan's biggest slums. Can I have this? I spoke to the man who sold newspapers, magazines and everything else I picked up in a newspaper with today's date, October the 1st on it.
Taku.
No, Taku. I don't see you buying newspapers often. Sure, take it. Can I? I have plenty. Take it and take a look. He showed me the snacks and alcohol at his feet. He must have sold a lot today. There were a lot of people in the park who had enough money that they could have stayed in the capsule hotel if they wanted to. Oh, if you're going to throw it away, do it somewhere else. They're going to get annoyed about that garbage. I thanked him and went to leave. Hey Taku, off to pay the electric bill? Yeah, that's right. Then pay mine too. Tell him it's from Maddie on the south side. He handed me a 1,000 yen bill. I nodded, took it, and headed deeper into the park with my paper. Oh, so his name was Matty. Miyashita Park was divided into north and south halves by a road. If he said he was from the south, that meant there was a Matty on the north side who he hadn't met yet. The administrative office on the south side. Just like the name implied, is where all the administration was done for Miyashita Park. It kept things peaceful between the government and the park occupants, resolved disputes between the homeless and maintained all the facilities at the park. I knew the woman there by face but not her name. I gave her the electric bill which was due on the first of the month along with Matty's part. Life in the park might seem carefree and lawless from the outside, but it was actually much stricter than you'd find in some families. Alright, nobody's going over their territory or trying to move in, right? Everyone who lived in the outer rim of the park, including me, since I live in the far south, had been asked by the management to keep an eye out for that. I think it's okay. When I looked earlier, I hadn't seen anything change around my place. It's rough out there lately, so take care. If you see someone you don't know, tell me right away. Huh? You know about what happened in the last hotel, right? Oh, yeah, I understand. I was startled, but I quickly nodded. I suddenly felt they were criticising me for hiding or something. The corridor that connected the north and south ends of the park. This place, looking down on Meiji Street, was one part that hadn't really changed since before the earthquake. There were cracks here and there, but the government had forgotten people to put things... forgotten people? What? What the fuck just happened outside my fucking flat? That didn't sound good. That's... Well, I can't read, and then someone's like hit something. There are cracks here and there, but the government have forbidden people to put things here because it would ruin the view and might not be safe. I leaned up against the row and spread my own newspaper with the setting sun shining down on me. There was a column of front page of the Love Hotel incident, but no new information. There was nothing in the article about the girl who was found at the scene or how this could be related to what happened 6 years ago. Had they not figured that out yet? Or maybe they had, and they just weren't announcing it. If it had something to do with the incident 6 years ago, then so did Don't Look at Me and Leaky Noise. Did that mean they weren't suicides? If the killer had driven them to suicide, then it was probably the same person behind 3 incidents. But was he working alone or part of a group? Or maybe people who related somehow to the incident 6 years ago were killing themselves one after the other. Maybe I should look at what the 3 cases had in common again. Damn it, what the hell? My hand went up to the new bandage on my cheek. I rubbed it several times to make sure that it was still there. I took out my smartphone. The data I recorded at the scene had been deleted by the police. I probably should have just counted myself lucky they didn't take the phone itself. I lost my biggest clue to the case. Maybe that's a clue I should just give up on this time. Maybe this was just down my league. Maybe it was stupid to get involved. And then I got to call my phone. I checked the name and hit the answer button.
Hi.
Yes, hello?
Moshi.
Onushika.
Is it you? They're here at the usual seat. Thanks. As always, the waitress' appearances and manners were a mystery to me. I bowed my head to her and went to my seat. Serika was there reading a manga. She was fiddling with her Gero Froggy cell phone strap without realising it, as usual. It really was a strange habit and a nuisance to the people around her. Cafe Lax, the preferred hangout of the newspaper club, was just a 10-minute walk from Shibuya Station. The owner was a manga fan, the walls were lined with the stuff. There was free Wi-Fi, the prices were good and it wasn't crowded. You could sit there for hours as long as you brought a single drink. The most important part was that since it was in the hard to find spot, barely anybody from Hekiho knew about it. So I didn't have to worry about running into anyone I knew. As usual, there was barely anyone there. Just a single couple that appeared to be in college. I mean, like, clearly there's one guy there, in the bag. I ordered my usual Mountain View and sat down. No, that's good. What are you reading?
Oh, Taku.
Oh, Taku! I'm not sure what this is.
Huh?
Huh? I just grabbed it off the shelf. Serika went up and put the manga back on the shelf, then came and sat back down. Here, this is your uniform. Mom told me to clean it, so I did. Thanks. I took the bag, confirmed. Why can't I talk today? This is like really bad. I'm really stumbling today. I took the bag containing my uniform from Serika. It was the uniform that had gone covered with blood at the Love Hotel. Did you go to school today? Nope, neither did you, right? I nodded. I haven't felt like it at all. Did you contact Non and Ito? I sent them a text. When I got up this morning, I sent both of them a text saying I was okay. They both sent back responses almost immediately, but neither of them said too much about what happened. They probably weren't mentioning it for my sake. So how are you doing? You okay? Yeah, I guess. It wasn't my first time seeing a dead body. Serika spoke in a normal tone of voice as she drank her favourite grapefruit juice. She didn't seem like she was lying. That's how she'd been since she was a kid. It wasn't that she didn't have any feelings, she just got over them very quickly. What about you, Taku? You okay? Now that she asked, I wasn't sure how to answer the question. The waitress brought me my Mountain View. I nodded and took it. Was I okay? No way, seriously, that's terrible. Seriously, I couldn't believe it. What a dumbass, right? I spun the ice in my drink as I listened to the couple's irritating conversation. Serika silently waited for my answer. I knew that face. She'd been my friend since we were kids, so there was no point trying to hide it. To be honest, I'm not sure. I'm not sure about what? About whether I should keep following the case. Serika seemed genuinely shocked. Huh? Really? Excuse me, I'd like another thing of grapefruit juice. Serika raised her hand and ordered another drink. Normally, you'd say this is your big chance and rush right in, right? That might be true, but things were different this time, after what I'd gone through. I mean, sure, what happened in the Love Hotel was scary, but... Serika continued as she knew exactly what I was thinking. Remember how scary it was when you used to chase after urban legends? Remember how you stuck into that hotel because it was an adventure? I nodded. I just dreamed about it. That was scary too, but even when you were trying, you said that the terror was something special because nobody else had experienced it. You were crying back then too? Was I? Here, finish it all. Oh, thanks. And I'm going to end the episode here. If you liked the video, don't forget to leave a like in the section below. And if you want to see more of this, then do subscribe to the channel as I upload every day. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.